Ciao, jewelry makers. I'm Joey Balestrieri, and you're probably going to laugh at me today. I'm laughing at myself because what you see here are the ingredients to make a necklace for my beautiful dog. Her name is Oprah, and she's a service dog from Canine Companions for my son who is disabled with muscular dystrophy. So I went to the Black Friday sale at one of the craft stores and bought some supplies for her. I started off thinking that I wanted to make a collar for her, but she is a service dog, and the collar that she wears is part of the training that she has and part of the way that she works with me and my son when we're out in public. So I really need to keep using the one that she wears when she's wearing her vest and when she's working. So I decided that it's going to be a necklace. And so she is a rather large dog. So I got these 14 millimeter pearls because what girl doesn't love pearls? And then because of she sheds a lot. And so I decided to do acrylic beads because I don't want it to be too heavy because it's going to be a rather long necklace in order to go around her neck. So I got this strand that's mostly acrylic beads. There are some crystals on there. And then these are not heavy at all, these gigantic acrylic hot pink hearts. And they're perfect for her because she is such a love. So this dog has about $60,000 worth of training. Canine Companions for Independence is the oldest and largest service dog company in the United States, and they train the dogs professionally for 2 years before they can be placed with a disabled child or veteran or whoever the dog is going to go and work for. And then the humans are not trained, so we have to go stay for 2 weeks in a dormitory and stay away from home, sleep away from home, and go through a training and many tests to be certified to take her out in public. And that's part of the Americans with Disabilities Act law that is in place in this country. So it is a wonderful thing, and it has been such a gift in our life as we deal with my son's disease. And she's so precious, and she's always right here when I'm working under my table. Sometimes I forget she's there and I put my foot on her. And I just thought how sweet to make a necklace for her. And everybody loves to see my son bought a flower for her collar. When we go out, everybody just loves to see what she's got on and what she's wearing. So I'm going to do this today. Now, I had a Chihuahua years ago, and honestly, I could have never done these giant beads for her. She was so little, she could pretty much wear a necklace that I could wear. So if you're going to do something cute like this for your dog or your cat, just keep in mind the size of your pet for the size and the weight of the beads that you're going to use. I would love to do a necklace for Bella Cat, but she would not go for that at all. She is living by her own standards. To even get a cat snuggle, you have to make an appointment with her secretary. She's very independent. But we're going to do this for Oprah. I'm going to cut these beads open and sort of spread them out on my work table and see what kind of a pattern I can make for Oprah's little gift that she's going to be receiving. Oprah, Oprah, here, baby. Oh, Oprah, sit, sit. Good girl. Mommy's going to make a necklace for you. You got to get measured. Wow, let's see. I think this is going to be a good measurement. Mommy's beautiful girl. Hi, baby. Good girl. Mommy's good girl. Let's measure you. No, Oprah. Oprah, sit. Sit. Good girl. Let mommy measure you. This is necklace material. Oh, look, I think that's going to fit perfectly. Okay, I'm going to try it on you after I make your present. Aren't these acrylic hearts just fabulous? They're just wonderful. So they're perfect for my beautiful dog to wear when we go out. So the other thing that I got at the craft store, I'll continue cutting these apart and I'm going to create a pattern off camera. But the other thing that I got at the craft store is these got two of these little lobster claw clasps, but they look like a heart and they're stainless steel and they're quite heavy duty. So in case Oprah like scratches or, has an itch or gets this caught in her leash or anything, there'll be some strength to her necklace. And then this package of soldered rings, they are not openable rings. They're not jump rings, they're connectors. And so I don't know which size I'm going to use, probably this one, but maybe the large one. They both work well with my lobster claw clasp. And then in my design, I'm going to use these Beadalon #2 crimp tubes because I'm going to double my bead stringing material. So I have two pieces of 7-strand bead stringing wire, and I measured Oprah's neck, which was about 22 inches around. So this is around two strands that are 28 inches, and I'm going to match them up and keep them together like that. And so the first thing I'm going to do is line those two ends up and put one of those crimp tubes on. And then I'm going to put my beautiful heart-shaped lobster claw on and feed those two wires back through the crimp tube. So just for strength, I'm doubling everything. So this is, a lot of wires in a crimp tube. It's 4 instead of 2, but I don't want this to be too tight because on any necklace, even for a person, we want our clasp to move freely. But with these really large beads, and because I have to put it on Oprah Girl when we're going out, I think that's pretty good. And I'm going to use my magical crimper and see how this works and how secure it is. I use this a lot, but I normally use it with 2 to 3 strands of the soft flex beading material that's 49 strand. And so I was thinking it would work well with the 7 strand since I am doubling it, but I'm going to give it a go and see because I want it to be nice and strong and uncomplicated. I just want it to have a beautiful bead pattern, and I want it to be something that Oprah can wear right along with her chain. So she wears a silver chain that her leash, her 4-foot leash, connects to. And when she's on that leash, she hears me say, "Let's go," or whatever my command is for her. She has a huge vocabulary. And so if she's not listening or if I don't have her attention, the correction is to kind of pull her leash a little, give it a little tug, and that pulls that chain. And so I didn't want to interfere. I didn't want her jewelry to interfere, but this feels fabulously strong. I'm pulling as hard as I can, and look how pretty. That magical crimper did a great job with those 4 strands inside a #2 crimp tube. So that is fabulous. I'm thrilled with my start. So, I mean, I have literally never made a dog necklace before. So I was just thinking, how can I make it stronger? So now every bead is going to get strung on the double wires because, again, just for strength. So now I just have to create a pattern that I think Oprah Girl will love. So I'm going to pause the video and kind of play with my hearts and my pearls and my crystals and see what my pattern is going to be for her necklace. And I'll be right back and show you what I came up with. So I came up with a really pretty little pattern, and I did decide to use those black beads, and these acrylic beads all have a really nice large hole. So it was no problem to feed all of those threads, my double, and then even the quadruple, I guess, or whatever the strands that are even doubled over at this end where I did the crimp tube. So before they fit well. And before I close it off, I'll make sure that all those little tails have gone inside a bead. So I am just going to string up this little pattern that I created using those 3 strands of beads. I did not go pull anything else from my stash for this project. And I may do that, but I think I have the link that I need with those 3 strands that I purchased just for Oprah's necklace. And so this is just simple, fun stringing, creating a bead pattern. Like, this is the joy and relaxation of making jewelry. So I'm going to string this completely to the end and check my measurement again, and then I will be back and show you how we're going to finish it. I am almost finished stringing my pattern. I had to stop and add in a little bit of length, so I did put a couple of the glass crystals in the design. Everything else is acrylic, so it's not too heavy, and it's going to be a little hard for you to see the pattern because it's such a long piece to go around Oprah's neck. But like any necklace, it has a little focal section, but on her, it will go around her neck and not hang down in front like it does on a person. So the pattern does repeat, but it's lovely. It goes all the way around and it finishes with the same design. And so she has 4 of those hearts, and I am going to crimp this end. So just like on the other end, I'm going to feed both of my wires through the crimp tube, and then let's see, I think I still had not made the decision, but I think this larger ring is going to be a little bit easier to clasp. So I'm going to feed that on next and loop my wires back through there and down into the crimp tube and do the same thing that we do for a person's necklace. Just use my pliers to help me, give me a little leverage. And so I don't want it to be rigid and tight. I also want to make sure that my tails on that end go inside a bead before I crimp. And this is going to be a little bit more stubborn about working your way down because I have so many wires going through that tube. So it's a little bit more of a tug than normal because of the extra wires, but it is working really well. So it looks like I don't have any huge gaps, but Oprah's necklace is looking really good. So before I crimp, I'm just want to do one more double check about my spacing here, which on this, if you're doing something like I am with these large beads, it is very easy to get gaps in your stringing with the larger bead. It's a little bit different project than we normally do. And also the double wires, which I'm doing for strength, and I don't want this loop to be rigid either. I want it to move freely. So I am pretty happy with that. And I'm going to use my magical crimping plier and do the same thing on this side where I fit that tube into that well and squeeze it tight. Make my little ravioli. Looks like I didn't get it quite there that time. And I'm going to turn it the opposite direction and just keep my crimp tube in that well and keep going around until I feel that I've formed a nice, secure bead. Till I don't feel any resistance anymore. That's the directions for the magical crimpers say, I can't even remember, but I think it says to go around 6 to 8 times. But I just keep going until I feel like the crimp tube is formed completely to the shape of that little well. Yeah, I got it. And give it a pull. Yeah, it's nice and strong. And now I can cut away those extra wires. Oprah's little necklace is finished. It's so cute. And this was such a fun project. Now she gets to try on her necklace. Oprah, Oprah, here. Come here, baby. Come here. Look, Mommy's got a present for you. Were you asleep? Oprah, sit. Good girl. We got to try your necklace on. We're going to try your necklace on. Come here. Oh, look how pretty you are. Oh, you look so wonderful with your necklace on. Oh, what did you find? Did mommy have another present for you? Look, do you want that? I love your jewelry. You look so beautiful. You look so beautiful with your hearts and pearls. Oprah, give. Good girl. Sit. Good girl. Does mommy have another present for you? Do you want the rest of your toys? You want the rest of your toys? Come here. You were asleep. You have sleepy little eyes. Look, I have to cut it. Come on. Look, we have to get the strings off. Sit. Good girl. Oh, you're so beautiful. Do you want this ball? Oprah, you want me to toss it? You want to play? You want to play? You want this? Let's see if it bounces. Want to see if it bounces? Here we go. Oh, did you get it? You look beautiful in your pearls and your heart.